Shalom, children. This week will be our first week in the book of Bamidbar. Bamidbar is a Hebrew word meaning in the desert or in the wilderness. But it is also the title of one of the books in the Torah. You may have heard it called the Book of Numbers. The Israelites had now reached the wilderness of Sinai. Yahweh told Moshe that they needed to take a census of all the men who were 20 years and up. A census is when a group gets counted so that they can know how many people there are. Moshe did what Yahweh said. He counted the Israelites according to which family group or tribe they were in. These were the men who would be going out to serve in the army. The tribe of Reuben had 46,500 men. The tribe of Shimon had 59,300 men. The tribe of Gad had 45,650 men. The tribe of Judah had 74,600 men. The tribe of Issachar had 54,400 men. The tribe of Zebulun had 57,400 men. The tribe of Ephraim, which was part of Joseph, had 40,500 men. The tribe of Manasseh, which was also part of Joseph, had 32,200 men. The tribe of Benjamin had 35,400 men. The tribe of Dan had 62,700 men. The tribe of Asher had 41,500 men. And the tribe of Naphtali had 53,400 men. Altogether, there were 603,550 men who were counted. That's a lot of people. In fact, it's over 500,000. But remember, only the men were counted in this census. So, if you add in all the women and the children, there were actually a lot more Israelites. Do you think there were over 1 million people? I do. Now, you may have noticed that the tribe of Levi was not on this list. That's not because Moshe forgot about them. You see, Yahweh had special plans for the Levites, so he did not want them to be included in this census. Their job was to watch over the dwelling place of the witness. They would be taking care of all its furnishings. When it came time for Israel to move to a new location, they would also take everything down and set it all back up again. This was the job that Yahweh wanted only the Levites to do. In fact, anybody else who came near the dwelling place would not live. So it was very important that each person do the job that Yahweh had told him specifically to do. Since nobody else could come near the dwelling place, the Levites were given the job of helping Aaron and his sons. All of Israel's firstborn were to be set apart to Yahweh, but Yahweh picked the Levites to do this job instead of the firstborn. The Levites were to camp more closely around the dwelling place, and the rest of the Israelites were to set up their camps around them. Wherever each tribe set up their camp, they would display their own banner. Dan, Asher, and Naphtali camped on the north side. Reuben, Shimon, and Gad camped on the south side. Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun camped on the east side. And Ephraim, Manasseh, and Benjamin camped on the west side. Whenever they moved to a different place, the group camping with Judah would be the first ones to leave. They would be followed by the group camping with Reuben. Then would come the Levites, and the tent of meeting traveling in the middle. They were followed by the group with Ephraim, and finally the group with Dan. Yahweh then told Moshe that it was time to count all the children of Levi. As everyone else had been counted, it was now their turn. They were to count every man and every boy who was a month old and older. Levi's sons were named Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The Gershonites were to camp to the west behind the dwelling place. They were responsible for the tent and its covering, the door covering, the courtyard screens, the door covering of the courtyard around the dwelling place and the altar, and all their cords. The Kohathites were to camp on the south side of the dwelling place. They were responsible for the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the utensil, and the covering. The Merarites were to camp on the north side of the dwelling place. They were responsible for the boards, the bars, columns, sockets, and utensils. They were also to take care of the columns, sockets, pegs, and cords of the courtyard. Last but definitely not least, Moshe, Aaron, and his sons were to camp on the east side before the dwelling place. They were responsible for guarding the duties of the set-apart place and the duties of the children of Israel. When Moshe finished counting the boys and the men of the Levites, there was a total of 22,000. Next, it was time to count all the firstborn boys of Israel who were a month old and up. Now remember, Yahweh took the Levites for himself instead of the firstborn of Israel, but he still wanted all the firstborn to be counted. Well, there was 22,273 of them, and that means there was 273 more than the Levite boys. For each of the additional 273 firstborn boys, 5 shekels of silver were given to Aaron and his sons. Well, that was a lot of counting, but for now, I think things will be a lot more orderly for the Israelites, because now they know who camps where, and it's all in Yahweh's perfect order. Well, children, we have come to the end of our story for today. So we will see you next time for another exciting Torah portion. Shalom.